Alright, welcome, Tenno. Look, if you're just starting out in Warframe, it can feel like you've been dropped in the middle of the ocean. You've got all these systems, a million items, it's a lot, I get it, but we're gonna cut right through all that noise and get straight to the stuff that actually makes you powerful. So you've picked your first Warframe, you're leveling up this awesome-looking rifle, but you're still just getting completely swamped by enemies. It feels like you're using a pea shooter, right? While they've all got rocket launchers? If that sounds familiar, don't worry, it's a super common feeling, and today, we're gonna fix it.
But what if I told you that leveling up your Warframe to rank 30, or even crafting that shiny new weapon you've been eyeing, what if I told you that's not what's actually making you stronger? That's right, the rank of your gear is probably the biggest trap for new players. Your real power, it comes from somewhere else entirely. So let's talk about mods. These little cards right here, they are the absolute heart of your power in this game. This is the true leveling system. You see, ranking up your Warframe or your weapon just gives you more mod capacity, basically more space to plug these cards in. Without good upgraded mods, you're like a race car with an empty gas tank. You're just not gonna go anywhere.
And if you need proof, just listen to this. Your basic starter rifle, the MK1 Bratton, with just one fully upgraded damage mod, will completely crush a powerful late-game weapon that has no mods on it. This is, without a doubt, the single most important secret you need to learn to get powerful, and to get powerful fast.
Okay, so now we know that mods are the secret sauce. Let's talk about what you're actually putting those mods on. Your Warframe isn't just a cool-looking character, it's a specialized set of tools. And picking the right one early on can make the whole game feel so much easier. I want you to think about it like this. Your Warframe is the body of a car, right? It determines the style, how it handles, all the special features. But the mods? Oh, the mods are the engine. You can have the slickest, coolest looking sports car on the planet, but if it's got a tiny lawnmower engine inside, well, you're not winning any races.
So at the very start of the game, you get to choose between these three. Excalibur? He's your classic, straightforward sword and gun damage dealer. Mag is amazing at crowd control, just yanking enemies all over the place. And Volt is all about going fast and using electricity. But honestly, don't stress about this choice too much. Any of them will get the job done, and you can get the others later on.
But let's talk about your first real goal. After you get your starter, the one Warframe you should absolutely 100% build first is Rhino. Why? Because he is the undisputed king of the early game for one simple reason. The guy just doesn't die.
And here's the magic behind it. Rhino's second ability is called Iron Skin. You press a button and he gets this protective layer that just soaks up a ridiculous amount of damage. This completely solves the problem of staying alive, which lets you focus on learning how to move, how to shoot, and most importantly, how to mod your weapons for crazy damage. And you know what? Getting him is super straightforward. First step, just buy his main blueprint from the in-game market. It only costs credits. Then you're going to head to the Fossa node on Venus and fight the boss there, the Jackal. You'll probably have to beat him a few times because he drops Rhino's 3 component blueprints one by one. Once you've got all 3, just craft them in your foundry and boom, you've got yourself the best early game tank in the game.
Alright, you've got your car chassis with Rhino. He's ready to go. Now it is time to build that monster engine we've been talking about. Let's break down the simple formula that will make pretty much any weapon you pick up hit like an absolute truck.
I know, the modding screen can look super intimidating with all its slots and stats, but I promise you, for the entire early game, there's a simple, repeatable formula that just plain works. You don't need a bunch of super rare mods, you just need a handful of the right ones ranked up properly.
Take a good look at this number, plus 165%. You know what that is? That's the damage increase you get from one single mod when it's fully ranked up, Serration, for your rifle. This isn't some small little boost, it's a massive, game-changing multiplier. This mod is the foundation for every single rifle build you will ever make. So let me introduce you to the 5 mod rule. This is going to be your new best friend. Step 1. You always add your base damage mod. That's Serration for rifles, Pressure Point for melee. It's non-negotiable. Step 2. Add multi-shot, like the split chamber mod. This gives you a chance to fire an extra bullet for free. It's literally a damage multiplier. Step 3. Slap on 2 elemental mods. A great combo to start with is Toxin and Electricity, which makes corrosive damage, and that is fantastic against most early enemies. And Step 4. If you have room, add a utility mod for fire rate or reload speed, just to make the gun feel better to use. And here's exactly what that formula looks like on a really popular early game rifle, the Boltor. See? We've got serration for our base damage, check. Split chamber for multi-shot, check. Then 2 elementals, in this case, heat and toxin to make gas damage, and finally, speed trigger to make it shoot faster. That's it. 5 simple mods that will easily carry you through the first half of the entire solar system.
So you know what mods to look for, you know what Warframe to build, but how do you get all the resources to actually upgrade everything? Well, that's where smart farming comes into play.
Now, this is a really critical mindset shift. Early in the game, your goal when you're farming isn't just to get parts for the next shiny weapon, it's to get endo and credits. Endo is what you use to upgrade your mods, and credits are what you use to, well, pay for everything. Your #1 job is to fuel your engine.
So while you're out there playing, you need to have your eyes peeled for 3 things above everything else. Endo, so you can rank up your mods. Credits, so you can pay for those upgrades. And of course, the core mods themselves that we've been talking about.
So where's the best place to farm? Here's my advice. For now, don't. I'm serious. Just focus on unlocking the planets, just moving through the star chart. You will naturally pick up almost everything you need just by playing the game. If you do feel like you're falling behind, running a few defense missions like Mariano on Earth is a great way to catch up. And hey, for a quick endo boost, just dissolve all those duplicate mods you're not using.
Okay, finally, I want to show you an example that proves just how insanely powerful a single clever mod can be. This build uses a Warframe named Zephyr. You can actually get her blueprints by joining a player clan, which, by the way, is something you should definitely try to do early on.
Now that's a pretty bold claim, right? The Steel Path is basically the game's ultra-hard mode, some of the toughest content there is. And this quote says, a simple setup can nuke it. That is the power of finding the right mod for the right ability.
And the key is this one mod, target fixation. It's called an augment mod, which is a special type that actually changes how an ability works. For Zephyr's first ability, every single enemy you hit with it adds another 100% damage to your next cast. So you hit 10 enemies, your next one does 1,000% more damage. It can stack forever. It just shows how one mod can completely change the game for a Warframe.
So here it is, your mission for your first week. First, just focus on clearing the first few planets: Earth, Venus, Mercury. While you're on Venus, start farming that Jackal boss for your Rhino parts. Third, take every single bit of endo you find and pour it into one damage mod, like Serration. And finally, find a player clan to join. It'll give you access to a ton of new gear, including cool Warframes like Zephyr.
You see, the real secret to Warframe isn't about chasing the next shiny weapon. It's about understanding the systems behind the gear. It's about building a powerful engine, not just collecting a bunch of shiny car parts. So now you know the secret. The only question left is, what are you going to build first? Thanks for tuning in.